Salve, salve rapaziada, quem fala sou eu, Malagolli, e bem-vindos ao quinto episódio de Alan Wake. Bem-vindos a este terror psicológico estranho, legal. É da hora, o jogo é da hora, hein, porra. Melhor do que aquele The Evil Within, hein. Falei, meu irmão, falei. Esse aqui eu tô curtindo demais jogar. Vamos lá. Prosseguindo. Bom, eu não sei. Ó, aí, essa caralho aí, meu irmão, ó. Ó, o cara me acertou ali. Não morre. Agora tem um gordão, né? Ué, qual a brisa aqui, meu irmão? Pera aí, tá difícil isso aqui, hein? Boa, boa, tá. Acabei desesperando, mas deu tudo certo. Deu tudo certinho. Porra, já começou assim, caralho? Não vai cair de novo não, né? Pelo amor de Deus. E agora seguimos por aqui. Partiu. Um desses lados aqui que eu tinha visto uma garrafa térmica, né? Ali, ó. Eu lembro, meu irmão. Claro que eu lembro. Mas é claro que eu lembro. Agora fazer aquela. Achar uma luz para recuperar a vida. E ficar seguro, claro, né? Lá tem uma luz lá.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Um barco? Opa. Pegar esse barco e dar o fora daqui, meu irmão.
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Vamos ler esse manuscrito.
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Ok. Parece que nosso amigo está internado. Sim,
Hey,
eu...
I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry! Please, leave! The boss didn't know who he was messing with! I didn't know! I swear, I didn't know! We don't have his wife! We don't know where she is! She's probably drowned! We just said we had her to make a play ball! You see? To get him writing for us! Please!
What the fuck? É o sequestrador? É. Ih, a porra. Tá, Boa, porra. pescoço na água, cara. Bom, acabamos o terceiro episódio.
Previously on
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice. There you go, Alan. Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you lied.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Bom, todo mundo quer que ele termine esse livro, né?
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah.
Dá um socão.
I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Mano, eu conheço esse louco aqui
This
não, hein?
corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly
Ó o easter egg aqui,
vulnerable, of course.
rapaziada. Aí, ó. Em forma de jogo, aquele Night Springs. Pro 360 ainda, hein?
I
Caralho.
encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Tratar artistas. Opa. Porra é essa? Oh shit, é um labirinto ali. Anderson.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
shit.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Sai daí, ó. Tô matando espírito até agora pra tu falar que não existe. Ah, meu irmão. Além das sombras do conformismo, um milagre sob a luz aguarda. Em memória de um bom amigo e poeta, Tom Zane. TZ seria Tom Zane, no caso. Eu acho que a gente não viu quem é esse Tom Zane ainda, né? Eu não lembro de ter visto ele.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me.
Caramba, se
Alan,
liga.
what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your
Se liga
imagination.
no
Not
tom
surprising,
de
considering your
temporal
profession.
chegando.
Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the world
His
you've
words echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I
I
can't
dug my
do it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need to
focused.
work with me. Once you accept that,
Verdade, o bicho
we
não
can
cala a
begin the
boca, velho.
journey towards your recovery.
Não cala a boca, hein, doutor? Caralho. Olha só esse tom de tempestade que ficou. Agora tá sei lá, tá ligado? Aí ficou meio cinza, cara. Ficou da hora, ó. Achei uma garrafa lá. Olha que da hora. Caralho.
Come along. Let's go inside.
Pera aí que eu tenho que pegar o colecionável ali do... caralho. Cagaço.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only.
Scary, scary, scary.
E aí, tio?
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
Meu
I
retrato?
was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to
Opa.
say. He works on video games. It's trash, of course, but it does involve some small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
Ó, tem uma coisa, tem um gerador ali. Com certeza vamos ficar sem luz, né? Ó. Que porra é essa?
Alan, please, this way.
Que loucura. Jurava que era a música do Crash lá, pô. Do Twin Sanity. Que é tudo a capela, né? As músicas do jogo é tudo a capela.
Come, Alan, this way. Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Ah, você quer que eu volte a escrever? Parece alguma coisa pra ler por aqui? Aqui. Bem-vindo à clínica de Crown Lake. Aqui podemos dar-lhe ajuda especializada que precisa, porém, observe o seguinte. Peça a seus amigos e familiares para que planejem visitas de modo que não interfiram em sua terapia e ou períodos de criatividade. Por favor, respeite a privacidade e o espaço pessoal do resto dos pacientes, especialmente durante os seus processos criativos. Seja paciente. Nossos pacientes têm problemas criativos de longo prazo, não serão resolvidos da noite para o dia. Permita-se o tempo necessário. Tenha em mente que receberá... sei lá, né? Fiquei com preguiça de ler. Tá, é um maluco que estimula a criatividade?
There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers,
Odin
and Tor. They had a, how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done.
Eu vi um quarto lá
I'm
em cima
afraid that the
com...
rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Eu vi um quarto lá em cima com escudo viking.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Voltando lá pro...
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Manuscrito? Qual é?
My head was...
Vamos ler isso
Zane
aqui
could
primeiro.
feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He too had a way with words.
Exato.
Flaring up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not,
Tem
the
coisa ali, ó.
Andersons made more sense.
Vou tentar subir lá no meu quarto e mostrar pra vocês.
Yeah, good thing he's not overreacting.
The doors
or
were
anything.
locked. Hartman and the nurses would have
I
keys,
may need a hand
but there was
here
no
later
way
on,
to get
but
my
this
hands
one's
on them.
bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha.
Something's wrong.
Porra, foi essa?
I'm not myself. It's hard to think.
I'll do that, Bert.
There's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin.
Ué, era aqui que eu tinha visto. Eu tinha visto o bagulho bem aqui, ó. Não, foi no outro, na verdade. Foi ali, ó, no Anderson. Tem um escudo viking.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did you get a damn hammer?
I don't know.
Qual é?
Here's a friendly poke from me, old little wench.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we?
Eu vou ler o manuscrito. Barry na
Hartman kept
clínica.
talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Puta que pariu. Vamos lá embaixo ver.
Unraveling fast, aren't they?
It's my
Sinclair looked bad.
I'm
That wasn't a
taking
love
it.
tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
The backstage is all yours, Tom. Seize
I had
your
to get to Hartman's
destiny.
office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and
O cara
face the
deitou a
music,
enfermeira,
Birch.
caralho.
It's time to pay the piper.
Tá, é pra lá. Eu vou... Aqui já tá aberto também? Aqui é o meu quarto, né? Vou fazer o seguinte, eu vou abrir... Não dá pra abrir aqui. Tá bom. Pensei que dava, né? É só lá embaixo. Outros velhos ficou doidão, mané. Tá, é louco.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made of the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Olha isso, cara. O lobo. Caralho. Vamos ouvir isso aqui.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake, what would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording. The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to shred.
Oh, Barry.
Barry? Ow! About time!
Barry, man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no!
The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Ah, que legal. Que legal. Buguei, rapaziada. Buguei legal. Porra, por que isso acontece mesmo, cara? Aí, porra.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Tem que se fuder mesmo, meu irmão. E o sorrisinho dele. O cara ainda deu um sorriso. Pera aí, vamos ler esse manuscrito.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was fine.
Okay.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Bom, e o Hartman não é mais problema, né?
I had to find a way out.
Ah, eu não tenho... Ai! Foi. O bagulho vai voar na minha cara. Oh. E agora, meu irmão?
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Tá, a luz eu já sei onde conseguir. Aqui, ó. Ô, carai. Ô, porra. Boa. Vai matar todo mundo, né? Um por um vai cair. Ó, um por um. Não dá pra ver. Night Springs não vai rolar ali. Eu tenho que ficar jogando luz. Eu tenho que ficar jogando a luz neles, né? Tá. Esse é o meu tempo. Ao invés de ficar olhando, eu tenho que só ficar queimando ele. Meu Deus, eu não estou entendendo nada. Caramba. Boa, pera aí, ó a fuga, meu irmão. Ih, quase. Boa. Continuar. Pera aí, deixa eu ler o bagulho.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Ah, o filho da puta na verdade tá se aproveitando do talento dos outros pra ser uma espécie de diretor. É feio isso aí, hein? Vamos, meu amigo. Vai quebrar isso aqui, né? Vem pra cima, Só deixa eu passar, obrigado. Eu acho que eu vi a velha ali, hein? Ah, mano. Aí eu não sei o que tem que fazer, velho. É pra quebrar aqui? É pra quebrar onde? Sabia. Ah, eu achei mais uma garrafa de café, pera aí. Ah, tá tranquilo. Ah, tá de boa. Pera aí.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Ah,
Mary,
sabia.
I don't have a light.
Vê pra mim aí. Muito obrigado, meu irmão. Oh, fuck. Para o labirinto. Deu labirinto. Aí, porra. Pera aí. Aqui eu tenho luz, aqui eu tenho light. Colocar aquilo ali também. Se eu tenho lights, eu tô feito. Tá, vamos lá então. Pra onde? Ah, meu irmão, tu acha que eu não sabia? Ah, vocês estão me esperando aqui? É, meu irmão, vocês estão aí me tirando. Estão achando que o cara é idiota. Bom, manuscrito já é um sinal de que estamos indo para o lado certo. Então, vamos ler o manuscrito. Ver o cenário dos Old Gods.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting...
What the fuck? Ai, pra que lado que é? É pra cá, ó. Ah, é pra lá? Eu vim por aqui? Ah, tá. É pra cá. Eu tô perdido. Ei. Boa. Bom, se eles vieram desse lado. Boa, achei. Puta que merda que tá acontecendo. Ah, virou, é. Então você virou um... Boa. Esses passarinhos de merda aí, meu irmão. Do lado que eu vou. Ah, mano. E agora? Tá, vou respirar. Vou respirar. E agora vai dar certo. O problema é esses passarinhos dos infernos. Passarinho de merda. Dormir com o baby. E o doutor não morreu? Bom, eu tinha matado o doutor na outra, mas nessa não. Será que vai mudar alguma coisa? Será que muda alguma coisa? Eu não sei. Eu vou ler esse manuscrito.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Bom, parece que a gente tá na reta final, sei lá, tá ligado? Estamos resolvendo as tretas aí. Resolvendo vendo as tretas do Sr. Wake. Olha, arena de boss fight, hein? Boa. Ó o doutor lá atrás. Bugado, né? O doutor tá bugado lá atrás. Uma boa ir lá matar ele? Não, né? Não é nem o doutor, é aquele grandalhão lá. Ele... Ai! Acende isso! Vamos ler. Aqui.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes.
What the fuck? Não vai acontecer nada com o mano Barry não, né? É pisada. Aí é a pisada com o mano Barry, velho. Lady, what are you doing? Não sei ler inglês, cara. Coisa escondida? Ai. Acabou? Acho que sim. Bom, deve ter alguma coisa escondida aqui, ó. Exatamente. Aqui. Sinalizador, boa. Eu pego isso aqui. Vamos seguindo. Vamos lá, vamos lá. Atravesse o jardim. Porra, vá se fuder, meu irmão. De novo isso. Esses pássaros de novo, meu irmão. Sacanagem, hein? Pegar a folha. Eu vi a folhinha de longe. Deixa eu ver.
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he had had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood.
Lembrando que quem quiser ler certinho, pode pausar o vídeo. Que eu dou uma lida rápida ali também, tá ligado? Ó o Barry ali. Barry! Barry, você está bem, Barry? Fiquei com tanto medo.
You're alive! Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Puta que pariu.
Maybe.
Barry.
Abre essa merda.
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, Barry, I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Puta que pariu.
Hurry up, Barry.
I'm on it. Be here. Just hang on.
Consegui. Boa. Aí, ó. Melhor jogador do mundo. Desculpa, eu sou o Alan Wake, eu não sei correr direito. Vocês não vão cair com esse carro aí não, hein?
Please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
A granja? Será que é a parte da fazenda que o Diego tava falando lá? Ai, meu Deus do céu. Agora eu fiquei com essa parte da fazenda na cabeça, velho.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out!
Eu sabia que ia dar. Eu já sabia. Porra, ele salvou minha vida.
God damn it, Al, talk to me!
Tá bem, peraí, eu vou ali.
I
Ali
lost
junto
my
com meu
gun in the
amigo.
crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way! Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al, there's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Olha a fazenda ali.
Al!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh? You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al! I'll be waiting!
Olha o tamanho disso
Barry,
aqui, cara.
just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Eu só quero... Eu queria achar uma luz, né? Vai ter luz por aqui? Dá mais um pouquinho. Eita porra, meu irmão. Ó, tem um bagulho de luz lá em cima. Ih, aqui não vai dar. Esquece, esquece. Tem um carrinho de uma mina abandonada vindo atrás de mim, meu irmão. Tem uma luz ali, tem uma luz ali. Descansa, Alan. Alan, Wake, meu irmão. Saia dessa noia, Alan. lá. Vamos ler esse manuscrito.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Aí, ó. É que o jogo me tira as paradas e vem me jogar um monte de coisa em cima de mim. Não vale. Ô Alan, ô Alan. Porra, quebra, né, Alan? Porra, Alan. Ó, o jogo, meu Deus, dá nenhuma... Ele parou de correr, brother. Ele parou de correr, ele não quer correr, eu juro. Juro que eu tô tentando. Olha só. O poste. Oh, shit. Vou chegar até esse poste.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
Já tô vendo que eu vou me irritar com essa parte aqui. Deu certo? É só que o jogo me deixando sem luz, né?
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Que droga, né? Devia ter parado enquanto dava. Ô, carai. Porra, mano. O jogo também não deixa tu ter uma chance, tá ligado?
Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Se o jogo pelo menos não grudasse os inimigos na tua nuca quando tu tá sem nada. Ó, e essa câmera lenta aqui perturba também, cara. Vai, Alan, ô seu filho da puta. Não, filha da puta, não, seu demônio aí, ó, seu capeta do caralho aí, ó. Pô, que agonia, brother. Porra, como é que eu vou conseguir? Ai, não. Boa. Seus otários. Ei, seus otários. Uma respiradinha, pá. Então é isso, o vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Eu não gostei, eu tô achando ridículo o que esse jogo tá fazendo comigo. Mas o jogo é bom, vai. Eu vou deixar abaixo, né? Vai. Se você gostou, deixa um like, comenta e compartilha que vai estar ajudando meu trabalho aqui no YouTube. Muito obrigado por sua visualização e tchau.